their collider to open up a portal to communicate with extraterrestrial beings.
Wow.
And one of them are the occupants from 3i Atlas.
Started as a rumor, a whisper buried deep beneath the Swiss Alps. Inside the tunnels of CERN, the world's most powerful particle collider did something no one believed possible. Not a new particle, not a doorway to another dimension, but contact with something drifting silently through interstellar space, an object NASA once called 3i Atlas. At first, everyone thought it was just another comet, an icy traveler passing through our solar system, glowing faintly in the night. But now, the data tells a different story, because what CERN found this year has changed the conversation forever. They weren't trying to reach aliens. They were recreating the birth of the universe, smashing protons together at nearly the speed of light to study dark matter and the quantum fabric of existence. But in September 2025, something happened that no one could explain. At exactly 3:14 a.m. Universal Time Coordinated, detectors buried more than 300 feet underground picked up a resonance, a faint rhythmic signal that shouldn't have existed. It wasn't from the collider. It wasn't from Earth. And when scientists traced it, the frequency matched something detected weeks earlier by the James Webb Space Telescope, the same strange pulse coming from the interstellar object called 3i Atlas. At first, they called it a coincidence, but when they replayed the data and amplified it, the pattern wasn't noise. It was structured, organized, intentional. To understand why this moment shook the scientific world, we have to go back to what 3i Atlas really is. It was discovered in July 2025 by NASA's Atlas Survey Telescope in Hawaii, the same program that found Oumuamua and Borisov. At first glance, it looked like another interstellar rock, a comet frozen and wandering between stars. But its behavior defied physics. Instead of fading as it moved away from the sun, it got brighter. Its tail didn't drift behind it. It pointed toward the sun. And every 147 seconds, its light pulsed, like a heartbeat. When the James Webb Telescope focused on it, it found that those pulses weren't reflections. They were emissions, energy being produced internally, as if the object itself was alive, or powered by something else. 2 months later, that same 147-second rhythm appeared inside CERN's collider chambers. When the resonance first showed up, researchers assumed it was solar interference. But the timing didn't match. The signal arrived 12 minutes too early for any solar event, as if it wasn't coming from the sun at all. Then came the turning point. As CERN's magnetic fields wound down between experiments, the signal shifted. It began to mirror the collider's fluctuations, responding to them in real time. Something out there was listening. For 11 minutes, the Large Hadron Collider, a machine built to probe the smallest particles in the universe, became something else. A transmitter. And what came back wasn't static. Ground stations in Italy and France detected a faint microwave burst from the same coordinates as 3i Atlas. When the data was cleaned, analysts uncovered a repeating sequence of numbers, 2, 3, 5, 7. Prime numbers, the universal signature of intelligent design. Why would an object billions of miles away respond to an experiment on Earth? Some theorists suggested that 3i Atlas wasn't just a comet. It could be a kind of quantum probe, something capable of coupling with electromagnetic fields across vast distances. Its internal frequency, that steady 147-second heartbeat, sits right inside the Schumann resonance range, the same natural frequency that vibrates through Earth's atmosphere. Meaning when CERN fired its collider, it might have hit a tone the object recognized. The James Webb Telescope soon detected microfluctuations around the object, almost like feedback loops, as if it were absorbing and redirecting electromagnetic energy. Even stranger, satellites orbiting near Mars recorded reflected bursts of the same signal less than an hour later, forming what scientists called a triangulated response cone. It wasn't random noise. It was an echo, a conversation bouncing between worlds. Then, suddenly, CERN's public data servers went dark. For 6 hours, all entries from 3 to 5 a.m. were locked behind restricted access. When they came back online, those logs were gone. But leaked memos told another story. Inside the hidden data, scientists had found a three-dimensional waveform. And when they visualized it, the shape was unmistakable. A spiral lattice, identical to the orbital path traced by 3I Atlas. Astrophysicists at the University of Geneva confirmed what many feared. The resonance pattern had been modulated from beyond Earth's magnetosphere, meaning the signal wasn't a reflection, it was a return. And buried inside that waveform were harmonic overtones, mathematical ratios identical to the structure of DNA. Not language, not code, structure, life structure. The scientific community split instantly. One side argued that Atlas was a naturally active interstellar object, maybe a fragment of an ancient planetary core that accidentally resonated with CERN's magnetic fields. But the other side, the quieter side, believed something far more radical. That 3I Atlas was engineered. Probe, a messenger, something built to awaken when it encountered a specific electromagnetic signature, like the one CERN just produced. Support for this theory grew when the ALMA observatory in Chile detected synchronized oscillations matching CERN's frequencies. The object wasn't just reacting, it was tracking. In October 2025, a multinational team decoded the full return pattern from CERN's detectors. When translated into a spectrogram, the waveform revealed a series of spirals and geometric alignments centered around one number 1.618. The golden ratio, the signature of balance, symmetry, and design, is found in galaxies, hurricanes, seashells, and DNA. It defines how life forms grow and how beauty manifests in the universe. And now, it was encoded in the pulse of something floating through space, and in the resonance of a human-made collider deep beneath the Earth. Two signals, one cosmic, one man-made, both whispering the same mathematical truth. To some, that's coincidence. To others, it's contact. As rumors spread, CERN released a brief statement denying any extraterrestrial communication. But just hours before, the Atlas detector team, the one sharing its name with the object, had been placed under classified data protocols. At the same time, NASA quietly reclassified 3I Atlas as a priority tracking object. And then came the final twist. New models showed that its trajectory had changed. Slightly, but measurably. Its orbit was now curving toward the inner solar system, toward Earth. If the data holds, 3I Atlas will make its closest pass in late 2026. And if this object really is reacting to our signals, that encounter might not be an accident. It might be an appointment. Maybe the most extraordinary part of this story isn't the collider, or the comet, or the data itself. It's what it says about us. For generations, we've looked outward, convinced the universe was silent, that we were alone. But what if it was never silent? What if it was waiting for us to learn how to listen? Whether 3I Atlas is a natural traveler or a constructed messenger, something out there responded to us. And that changes everything. Today, CERN's findings remain under review. NASA's telescopes continue tracking the object's strange pulse. Some scientists believe we triggered a resonance we barely understand. Others think this was the universe simply echoing itself back at us. But one truth stands above all. We are no longer just watching the cosmos. The cosmos might be watching back. In the months ahead, James Webb will keep listening. The Rubin Observatory will scan the skies for the next visitor. And deep beneath the Swiss Alps, the collider will run again. Every sensor listening, every frequency recorded. Because if that whisper returns, it won't just be science. It will be history. And when it happens, the world will have to ask the question all over again. Are we alone? Or has something been waiting patiently, silently for us to finally speak? Stay curious, stay awake, and keep looking up.